A few days ago, this Mercedes ML500 W163, the driver's side, the front seat decided not to work properly anymore. The kind of malfunction where you would move the switch back and the seat would go forward, or you move the switch forward and the seat would go back, or it wouldn't respond at all. And now it's at a point where it's not responding whatsoever. However, the fuse is now blown, so it's not a ground or a short issue. It's something else. So what we're going to do, we're going to dive into some troubleshooting. You'll see I plugged in my diagnostic or OBD2 computers, and we'll see what comes of it, and we'll fix this problem. Let's do it. The first thing I did, I went on my favorite forum. It's called bensworld.org, and I posed a question about this very issue we're talking about. And ironically, or interestingly, a gentleman, I give big props because this guy knows a lot, especially on this forum when it comes to W163s. I don't know about any other Mercedes. Witek M, this guy is a source of knowledge that I got to give him props for his knowledge. And he spoke of the control module possibly not working because the switch, this one only has 4 wires and it sends different signals, and each signal has a different voltage, and the control module interprets that information and sends the message to the different motors accordingly for the seat to move back and forth or up and down. So what I did is I already purchased a control module. The price for it is relatively cheap. I decided to shotgun a part and see if maybe this will fix the problem. And the part number 4, which is the same for left seat and right seat, is A163 545 2132. Well, what we're going to do is see if the OBD2 is going to shoot a code. We'll do some search and see what comes of it. So after running a diagnostic on the systems, this code came up, B1858-002, and it pertains to the radio signal freeze, code normal, but vehicle code not synchronized. Not exactly sure what this is. Nevertheless, I did get the module. We'll see what comes of it. Nothing else significant really has popped up. Let's see if clearing the codes does anything. Okay. Let's find out what this code is all about. According to the World Wide Web, this code here pertains to the radio. Ironically, after I removed the code or erased the code from the onboard computer, this is what happened. Look, now all of a sudden it started working. However, it is working properly, but I still don't trust it. So we are going to replace, this is crazy, now it works fine. This is upsetting. This is, anyway, I'm still going to replace the module because I don't trust it. All right, let's do it. Here it is, guys, it's doing it again. Look, I thought it stopped working, then it started doing it again. See it? It's not working. The functioning is erratic. I can't believe it now. Every time I'm trying to catch it on film, it's not. First thing we're going to do is remove this cover. It'll be 2 Phillips head screws in here so that we can next disconnect the seat belt. Then what we'll do is we'll remove these bolts right here. There's 4 of them, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. So let's get on that. Okay, we got the 2 Phillips screws disconnected right here, which engage right in here. One, and I think it's this one here, and we're going to disconnect the seat belt right here, and this is the back ones. There's 2 of these, and we'll have access to the module. But before we disconnect the module, what we'll do is to avoid any electrostatic discharge damage, we will pull the breaker, not the breaker, we will pull the fuse, which is on the bottom right of the passenger seat, and that will eliminate power from the driver's seat, and then we could replace the seat control module. To remove the seat belt, it's going to be a T50 fitting. I don't know if you can see it. See it? T50, and it looks like a star. I'm going to use a breaker bar for it. I should have the Torx for all this stuff. Well, when we get there, hopefully we'll have it. Now, after we get the seat belt disconnected, we can remove the 4 bolts, the 2 in the front and the 2 in the back. Now, the whole thing here, the reason why I haven't disconnected the fuse yet to de-energize the seat. It's because I want to be able to move the seat front and back to easily access the bolts. So we get this bolt back. I am going to move the seat back to access the front bolts. So all the way back. For the 4 bolts that hold the seat in place, the socket for it's going to be an E14, again, star pattern. And we're just going to break torque. One of them is here. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. And the other one is way back here. Okay. After removing the 2 front bolts, we can move the seat forward and remove the 2 back bolts to access the bottom of the seat, like so. All right, let's go in the back of the seat. We can now remove the 2 back E14 bolts. You know, I gotta tell you guys, what's unnerving about this whole situation is that the seat has not worked properly for days now, or it was working erratically for quite some time. So just today, I plugged in the OBD scanner, cleared the code for what looked like it had to do with the telephone or something rather. And now suddenly, the seat started working somewhat again, although not completely, because I don't know. It's too bad. I can't. It's Murphy's Law. You know, you're trying to fix a problem. It's like bringing a car to the mechanic, telling him what's wrong with it, and then when he takes it for a test drive, he cannot duplicate the issue. Same thing happened with this car seat. Here I am. This thing has now worked for days and days now, and here I am. I plug in the OBD and clear that fault code, and the seat has started working again. Although the backrest right here, it was still not working properly, meaning when you would move the switch back, it would move forward, or forward, it would move back. But the seat just started working properly again. Okay, we got the 4 bolts fully disconnected. We'll now move the seat back all the way, and we will access the wiring under the seat for the seat control module. And here we go. We took the 4 bolts, and here is your control module for the driver's side seat. I want to share something with you though, because as soon as I lifted the seat up, I noticed that the plastic here, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to bring it a little closer. See this plastic? For the housing of the 4 wires of the switch was actually not plugged in all the way. And what I did is I had to push it in a little bit and ended up engaging some more. I'm speculating the reason why the seat wasn't working properly is because the wires weren't making proper contact all the way. Nevertheless, since we've gotten this far, we will replace this part right here. Now let's go disconnect the breaker, not the breaker, let's go disconnect the fuse and I'll show you where that's at. We are now on the driver front at the footwell, and there is this panel here. In it, there is more breakers. And if you take the panel off and you read the breakers, there's going to be 2 fuses in particular. There are very high amps. So there are 35 amps apiece. It's the F10 and the F11, electric left seat adjustment and the electric right seat adjustment. We are disengaging left seat adjustment, which is the F10. And if you go on top here, the F10 is the fuse on top, the F11 on the bottom. If you go under your hood on the driver's side, under the hood on the driver's side, there's going to be a fuse panel in it. You're going to find a tool like this. This is for extracting the fuses, and it's like this. At the top one we said was the F10, which is the electric left seat adjustment. So now if we go to the driver's seat, the seat should no longer move, which means it's de-energized. Kind of like pulling a breaker at a house. As you can see, if I go back to the control, to the seat switch to control the seat, the seat is no longer moving because we have de-energized the actual seat. So now what we can do is disconnect all the wiring that goes to the seat, and we'll take the seat out and put it on a workbench. All we have left to do now is disconnect this connector to the bottom of the seat, and we could take the seat out. Not in the front, but in the back part here, there's a clip, and if you can, use a mirror to see what the clip looks like, lest you should damage it in the attempt to disconnect the connector. So what we're going to do is supposed to press on its side without breaking it, which it sounds like I just did. And this thing should just pop right out like so. Here it is. Now we can take the seat out and put it on the table. I think I figured out why this seat wasn't working properly anymore, and it shot a code and kind of froze this whole system. See this part right here I was telling you about, how the plastic is broken here? It's also where the pin and the pin engages here. Let me see if I can take it off to show you. See it? See this clip? It's the same thing on that other clip that goes here. Ended up, actually turned out I didn't break it, so this pulls right out. Now what happened was, as I told you earlier, this was properly marginally engaged like so. So I ended up pulling it in, and it started working properly again. But the issue is the vibrations occur while driving. This piece of plastic was not locking this Canon plug in place. Not Canon plug, this regular, which is right here. You see it? This part right here is intact. The integrity is there, whereas this one is broken. I don't know if I had mentioned this to you guys before, but in the past, this seat has given me problems where you see the looms of the wiring that goes to the 3 motors, 1, 2, and 3. Something, I forget which one it was. I had to take this whole assembly apart and go through all the wiring. And some of this wiring was actually chafing against the metal and had become bare wire. And suddenly what happened, the seat started just moving on its own without me giving it a control. And thankfully, it was just going all the way to the very back, and then the fuse popped. Now you'll see these four color wires is blue, white, green, and orange. What it does is sends a signal to the control module. Here they are. See it? Blue, white, green, and orange. And it's the plug that I was telling you about, that the plastic housing is cracked at the actual control module. So this is why we are replacing it, so that we don't run the risk of this happening again. The issue where in the middle of you driving, the seat stops working when you need it to. Nevertheless, I will keep this in stock just in case the control module fails again, because this driver side and passenger seat are the same. You will also notice that the plugs are color-coded. Take a picture before you take it apart. So just a quick explanation how this works. Power comes through this connector right here from the fuse panel at the passenger footwell, and then through this connector here, from this switch right here, a signal is sent to these plugs here that sends a signal to these motors right here for how the seat gets adjusted. So what I'm going to do now, there is a screw under here. It's a Phillips head screw. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me show it to you. See it? Right where the clamp is. You see it? I'm going to take that screw off, and we'll take this band off, and we'll disconnect all these connectors, and we'll install the new one. Well, new one, it's used. We'll swap the control units, and we'll see how that looks. So we take the screw out. It's under here. Okay, the screw is out. Put the seat back down like so. So we can now remove the strap like so, and here it is. Control module is separated, and we should now be able to disconnect all these connectors, even though they're color coded. Again, make sure that you take pictures. So the way these plugs come off, what I'm doing is I am pressing right here under the plastic. See it? Like, see it? And I'm just while I'm pushing, I am pulling at the same time. And here's the last one right here. And there it is. We got this one here. Okay, we got all the plugs disconnected. This one is a little bit on the tough side, this white one right here. So now we could reconnect. We could connect the replacement module. It should go like so. So this one goes in like this. brown where it says brown. It's in German though. Okay, orange, there's no orange. Rosa or rosé. Waste, I believe, is yellow. Blue is blue. And then you have Wayne, as in Wayne. I'm guessing it's this color right here. Okay. And then we reconnect this one here like so. And here it is. Now we can strap this baby back in. There are some, here it is, like this. Let's put this baby in again, like this. And we'll put the screw back in. We got the seat back in its location, and we can now bolt it down. Just be careful, guys. The seat is heavy. Also, while the seat is out, is a great opportunity to clean on top of the subwoofer and to vacuum up all the gummy bears and all the peanut shells and whatever else the wife and the daughter, and I included, dropped. Especially on this side here. This side is super tight and you can't really get to it. All right, so now we can connect this connector here. That powers the whole unit. Remember that the fuse is pulled, so this is de-energized right now. Okay, this is plugged back in. Okay, it's plugged back in. We can now put the seat down. Now that we have the seat plugged back in and we propped it down, what we can do is put the F10 fuse back on, which is the one on top here, like so. Okay, it's in. What we're going to do, we're going to do an ops check function test to make sure that the seat is working before we continue any further, because it's useless to torque down the seat if the seat is not working. So let's go see if this thing works. Moment of truth, see if the seat is working again. We reconnected, I had to temporarily disconnected it. We reconnected the control to the control module, and it well, it is working again. So we can do it. We can now torque this baby down. Okay, we get the bolts back in place, but all we're really going to do right now is just snug the bolts until we have also the rear bolts back in place. Once we got the front bolts snugged in place, we can move the seat forward and make room for the back. Okay, we installed the rear bolts as well. When you snug these down, okay, the torque on the 4 bolts is at 29.5 foot-pounds. Make sure your stuff is calibrated. Okay. Okay. We now move the seat back to torque the front bolts. Snug them down first. Okay, we can now torque down the seat belt right here. Move the seat forward. Make sure the orientation is proper for the seat belt. Okay, and the torque for the seat belt bolt is 26 foot-pounds. There we go. And we can now put this plastic cover back. Move the seat back. Now that we know everything is working, we can close this up. And like so. Make sure the clips are properly engaged so this doesn't fall out like I just did. It's not properly engaged. There you go, like that. Now let's put this back where it belongs and I'll show you where it goes. This tool, guys, goes right here, right under the lid of the fuse box. We can now put this back. Job is done, guys. I'm glad you were along on this journey with me. I've been meaning to fix this thing for a very long time because my knees were hurting. The seat was shoved forward and it was really frustrating, but I'm glad that we got this taken care of. We figured out what the problem was. Remember to subscribe to this channel, and for more videos like this, smash that like button. Make sure you share with your friends. This channel is full of solutions of problems that pertain to the W163, and we will see you at the next video, guys. Take care.